you know, this tutorial is for the people who just want a nice, calm experience. It's very relaxing, so I would recommend just, you know, taking a deep breath and putting yourself in a frame of mind that, you know, art is a peaceful experience, and we should treat it as such.
It finally happened. I sold out to the man.
This video is proudly sponsored by F Art Supplies Incorporated. Oh man, my eyes burn so bad. Ow, that made it worse.
It burns! Look into my eyes! Get to the tutorial, man! Come on!
This video is brought to you by an art supply manufacturer called F Art Supplies Incorporated, and I will be featuring 4 of their products. First one is the X9 Red 5 standing by, one of our newer models, but still affordable at one of the lower price points. And then next we have the X4 Stubify, which is pretty useful for those of you who need a wooden stake in case a vampire attacks you. In my case, my sweat actually smells like old garlic, so I don't need this one, really, to be honest. But you never know when it'll come in handy. And then we have the green Cringe Machine X10, which features an aesthetic split for your splintered convenience. Also sporting the 90s style design from the fiery depths of hell itself. And last but not least, we have the Naughty X1, which features some of the original color swatch from the first version called Emo Darkness, but now it features some of the exposed insides to provide some vulnerability and relatability. I call this one the X1 Companion.
Get to the tutorial, man! Come on!
Once upon a time, there was a little potato-faced girl, and she hated her life. What she hated most was her face, because it was literally just a potato. So she tried to smooth it out with makeup and massaging her face every day. She just tried to get at least the bumps away, and she did kind of succeed in a way, but she still hated her face so much, so she decided to cut it in half, but not with a knife. She cut it in half by adding a Horcrux to her soul, and but that wasn't enough to have one Horcrux. She had to cut it in half again and again, so now she had 3 Horcruxes that would cut the lower half, in half every single time. And on that first Horcrux, she added what is known as, an enchantment, and no one knows what it was exactly that she added to it. Some say it was a jewel, some say it was a portal through time and space, and others say it was the disfigured personification of the trauma in her life caused by her adoptive parents because they took her away from Center City. They told her it would be fresh, but she just wanted to play some b-ball outside of school. It still wasn't enough. So she added another enchantment on that same Horcrux. This one was a little bit longer, but she made sure to give herself exactly the perfect amount of space in between them in case she decided to add a third one. And the second enchantment was to remind her that her real parents were seized for protecting a little boy who was beaten by the enforcers of enforcers. Yeah, so the little boy was beaten by the enforcers of Center City. That's right, there was no dabbing allowed. If you dabbed in what did I say? Center City? Did I say Center City? I'm just going to say Center City, even if I didn't. I'm changing it to Center City. If you dab in Center City, you'll get beaten up by the law enforcement known as the enforcers. That's right. I'm like forgetting everything I'm saying already. So after that, she couldn't take the pain, so she decided to join the Illuminati and become a supervillain. But during her initiation. During her initiation, she was forced to burn their insignia to fit in between the other 2 enchantments, so she could never connect the 2, so that the Illuminati would always be a part of her. Well, our little potato-faced girl was a bit of a rebel. She knew she might come back to that 3rd enchantment to remind her about the monster in the basement of her adoptive parents' house, but she also knew that she had to prove herself to the Illuminati. So she did exactly as they said and added their triangle right in between the two others. But this one was on the second Horcrux, so she was clever. They couldn't deny her membership because she obeyed the oath. It was in the middle. It was technically in the middle. But that does not mean that the Illuminati council members were not outraged with her rebellious obedience. They cast their spells to destroy the 2 enchantments of her first Horcrux. But they did not... Excuse me. I burped in my mouth and decided that I would stop talking. Keep going. Keep going. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Come on. Brain power, man. Brain juice. Come on. You got a story to tell. Figure something out. I don't even remember where I was at in the story. What's happening in the story? So we're on the triangle part. Oh yeah, the champions. Okay, guess that. So the Illuminati casted their spells, and they didn't anticipate for the love of, you know, the stuff of 2 loving parents, and so between the 2 enchantments, a force field of good and evil was created that redirected the spells away from her enchantments. But she was not unharmed. There's still scars to this day where the spells trailed off and burned into her soul. Luckily, with some therapy, she could get rid of some of the emotional debris left behind by the spells, and now she has, come to terms with the connection between her tragic past and the consequences of her unfortunate decisions.
Oh my God. Oh, well, obviously the natural next thing to do after a series of bad decisions and her regretful decision to join the terrible triangle terrorists. Oh, that's a good name. She decided to make some use out of her third Horcrux, so she decided she would connect all of the events together with another enchantment because, YOLO. She included the first enchantment about her adoptive parents, but just barely, so she marked off just where it had started, but, on the third Horcrux. And, of course, celebrating the memory of her parents was more important to her, so she marked off right in the middle of the second enchantment that she created for her real parents, and then connected the 2 with kind of a squiggly line. And then the other thing that she had to do was, leave some room to grow. So above that, she added, a little bit of a shadow to remind her that, her parents were watching over her. But also, with great power comes great decrepit responsiveness. And so she had to also add a shadow that was looming underneath her, ready to suck her down into the void if she didn't keep up on her Pilates at night. Careful. Don't go into the Pilates part of town at night. It's pretty dangerous. Anyway, so she decided it would help her to move on if she confronted her adoptive parents about the horrors that they put her through. So she did. It was intense. But this time, she did it from an outside perspective. And after all she had been through, she was not about to let them suck her back in to their vicious cycle of torture. So she was so strong emotionally that her view from the outside started to have an impact on them. They began to cave. And she knew that they would, never change completely. They were who they were, but now she had made her impact on them and forever a dent in their hearts. Oh my God, so cute. Oh my God. So then she took a critical look at her life and her tortured past. But everyone knows that memories bend and fade. The detail and lumps started to smooth out and become more generalized. It was then that she decided to do something strange. For the first time in her life, she opened up and exposed herself to the possibility to find love and letting them in. All the way from the first Horcrux up and around to the second, she knew that if she were
find her other half, to complete the heart, they would be inside with her deepest, darkest secrets of the past. And now that her half was exposed to the outside world, the person with the other half would be exposed to her inside world. She knew that she had like a pretty intense past, so she drew a line for her other half to follow to the other side in case they got lost in the chaos. She also wanted to give herself room to grow as a person, so she created a path that started at her lowest point, rock bottom, and a path from the lowest point of her other half. And together, they would ground each other and spread roots into the ground for more adventures to follow. After searching for the other half for many years with no success, she decided to take another look at her life. Maybe something was wrong with her. She found a cool yellow hat and took her makeup off. There was so much on her face, she couldn't even really see who she was. Oh my god, this is getting ridiculous. So then, how am I gonna do this? Now that she... Yeah, okay, I know what we're gonna do. Okay, so she wasn't afraid to expose her true appearance to the world, as shown by her taking off her makeup and exposing her true appearance. So she was free to be herself and find these beautiful things hidden within herself that she never knew were there. Oh my gosh, I have this like really annoying clock, and it's just going off in the background. I'll try to edit it out in the thing. There were things she found within herself that she didn't even dream of finding. For someone who hated themselves, there was so much beauty, and others didn't understand why Potato Face Girl didn't fall in love with herself again and again every day. Oh my gosh. Thank you for letting me burp. Excuse me. She also watched a Zabio Arts hair tutorial where he talks about the hair being like butt cheeks. He's weird, she thought. I might have to destroy him one day. And then the last thing that our little potato girl did was open her eyes and see what the story of her past and her willingness to be herself had given her. One sec.
And then the dinosaurs came in with their babies and started eating her and killed her right in front of her true love. And there was blood everywhere. And she didn't even have enough energy to clean it up and put her guts back inside. She was devoured by the ferocious Zabiosaurus Rex. Oh no, please don't eat me, Mr. Zabiosaurus Rex. I have to eat you. Oh my god. Ooh, you look very lovely today. Oh no, not the corn! No, we're carnivores, you can't eat corn! No, I can do whatever I want, Mom! Mommy, Daddy, why are you fighting? Oh my god, it's Lapras! Spidersaurus is killing everybody! Oh no! I'll save you, sweetheart! You stepped on my back! Oh my god! Oh no, the Parasaurolophus is gonna... I gotta get out of here! Blood! It's everywhere! Why is this blood burning me? It's like sriracha sauce! Yeah, you're eating my babies! That's what dinosaurs do, baby. No, that's not why I married you! You didn't marry me. I married you. Oh, my arm! I love chicken wings, baby. Oh, no! Mommy, Daddy, he's eating my babies! No, not my babies! How's this for ASMR?
You know what I just realized? You just watched a drawing tutorial that didn't technically explain how to draw anything at all. But on the bright side, we do have this. So maybe we can just, there we go. It's like painting with watercolor. Some people would say that it looks like a mess, but I say it's happy accidents. And I guess you could call this an accident. I guess you could call me an accident. I'm the ultimate happy accident, aren't I? You know, this tutorial is for the people who just want a nice, calm experience. It's very relaxing, so I would recommend just, you know, taking a deep breath and putting yourself in a frame of mind that, you know, art is a peaceful experience, and we should treat it as such.